Hey, I'm Al McGhee with WileyTicket.com, your entertainment ticket. I'm here with the MovieNight.net, Steven Lebowitz. And we're going to talk about a film that I fell in love with. And it's called Back to Black, the story about Amy Winehouse. I'm a huge fan of Amy Winehouse. I still listen to her album, Back to Black. I love that album. I like the first one, but I love the second one. You know, she only recorded 2 albums in her lifetime. And many of us who are fans of her, we know her story. We know what happened to her. But let me give you a little setup. We got Marissa Abella playing Amy. And not only is she playing Amy, she's singing the songs too. In my opinion, she sounded just like Amy. And she reminded me that was Amy on the screen. We also got Leslie Manville. We also got Eddie Marsan. I love this guy, no matter what. Jack O'Connor and Juliette Cohen. But it was directed by Sam Taylor Johnson and written by Matt Greenhow. I thought this was a good directing job. And also what they did, there was not one song on there by Amy Winehouse, by her voice. Everything was done by Marissa. What do you think of that?
That's impressive. You remember, back when Jimmy Fox did the Ray Charles movie, Ray Charles actually did all the singing of the songs, not him. So basically, it goes to show that if you can do this, sometimes you have artists singing the songs, and then if you have an actor who can do the song and singing too, it makes the performance that much better. Because if it was like if they just like put the real Amy songs and she was just lip syncing to them. I mean, I'm sure you could do good work lip syncing, but you would lose a little more in the performance if it was not her doing the actual singing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Actually, that's what I don't like. I don't like the lip syncing and things like that. And also, I like that she performed it. But again, I enjoyed that she sounded just like Amy Winehouse.
Well, I'm sure that's how she got the audition. I know Taylor Swift's big. If she sang and sounded like Taylor Swift, that's great if you want to do the Taylor Swift movie one day, but it wouldn't serve you here, and you probably don't get the part. So yeah, that to sing and sound like Amy had to be key. I mean, if you don't sound like Amy, you get a great singing voice and not sound like Amy. So you have to have her voice, otherwise it's you don't get the part. And next actor, please.
Yeah, exactly. But I like the way this started when she was 18 years of age, and she had her first record deal. She released her new album, Frank, and I like the way they started off with that. But I was a little bit confused about her mother, even though in the film she spent a lot of time with her grandmother, but not a lot of time with her mom. And then in the end, she congratulated her mom for being there for her, but her mom didn't do a lot at all. Did you see some of that?
No, I saw that too. The movie is a little unbalanced to me, and I feel you really like this. I wasn't a fan of hers. I didn't listen to her music. I didn't have anything against her. I just never really connected to her as an artist. I knew of her really.
Oh, really?
As we see here, she's like paparazzi fodder for sure, and she was back in the day. And I knew her mostly through that. Remember, I've never really been a big music person, so I do feel that, and this is a great contradiction. I thought this movie, we'll get to it later. This movie was just okay for me, nothing great. I do feel if you're a fan of hers, you're gonna connect much more to it. If you're not a fan of hers, I don't feel you could have. I didn't feel that much of a connection. Like to spoil the movie, eventually, as happened, her grandmother died, her nan dies, and maybe I didn't really feel that sad about it or anything because I just didn't really feel a great connection to her or any of the other characters in her life. I feel like the disconnect if you're not a fan of Amy Winehouse. I mean, you have movies like Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man. And even if you're not a fan of Elton John or Queen, you can still get a connection and a feel for those movies. But this one, I felt you have to be a fan of Amy's to really like appreciate and like have more of a love of the film. I think non-Amy fans are just not going to have that when they see it if they go see this movie.
Well, I don't know. I kind of disagree with you on that because I think this will make you an Amy Winehouse fan. Because one thing, she did sing some of the hits from her album, Back to Black, and also one of the performances that she performed. And I think this will make you want to listen to more of her songs and also find out much more about her. And the film did give a lot about her, but the film also gave you a lot about her relationship with her husband and also with her father. But I feel they trimmed down the relationship with the father because he was the one putting her out there in front and making her record and things like that, the father, more so than anyone, and also trying to control everything. But they didn't really show a lot of that in this film. He was really responsible for almost for her to self-destruct too, because he wanted her to be a big superstar. And of course, he wants to pull that chain. Now in the film, he's just a cab driver. And Eddie Marson, who played her father, well, he was there, but not the real person that I know of from her life. And I also saw it in the documentary too. And so, but I feel Eddie Marson did a great job as her father for the script that they wrote for him for this particular film. But I feel
her husband. To me, this movie shows, to me, I guess you know the history better, is that she definitely fell in love with the wrong man, this guy Blake.
Don't we all?
Yes. But and that really comes home. I mean, she definitely had blinders on with this guy, and I mean, I don't know if she'd still be alive if she never got together with him and never married him, but you kind of felt that her, because we saw in the movie. So she was really just did some drinking, maybe some pot, but he was more of a heavy drug user. And after getting together with him, that's when she started doing more heavier drug that eventually put her into rehab, and and really sort of fed her addictions. And of course, addiction, so unfortunately, we lost so many great people, musicians wise, to addiction. She's another case of that. So you figure if she didn't get this, more of an, if she never met this guy or never married him, would she still be here? Who knows? So basically, I think you said the father is in the movie, but I think more of the focus of the movie definitely was with this guy Blake, who she eventually had a marriage with.
Yeah, but that's this movie, okay? This sounds like a Bobby Brown version of him. Also, that's the way you putting it, and that's the way the movie that's the way the movie trying to put it too.
Apparently, according to the movie, she was the one doing all the hitting.
Yeah. And again, that's the script that they wrote, but we really don't know everything. And they put together something, to make her seem a little better person than she was in real life. That's the way I see it. That, he introduced her to drugs and things like that. Maybe not. I can't say. But according to the documentary, she was already known to be doing those things. And also, she was a little shy girl, and she really didn't want to go on stage. She just wanted to sing and make records, and that's it. And the paparazzi and all that stuff scared her. She really didn't want to do all of that. But they kind of forced her to do it. But overall, I truly enjoyed the story. I really did. I enjoyed the acting. I enjoyed the directions. I enjoyed the story also. And it just made me also to enjoy the real Amy Winehouse, to really enjoy her.
Oh, well, actually, we see the contradiction right here because, like I said, it's funny because you said you think this movie will make people Amy fans, but you already came in as an Amy fan. Look at that, you have it right there. So, but it's making it's making you go to black, the graphic. But I'm saying is that the movie, you love her already, so it's okay to have a little biased opinion. You're like, oh, this movie's gonna make people really like Amy because if you weren't a fan, but you came in as a fan. I did not come in as a fan, and well, it didn't turn me into. I respect her. I know she does great work, but I didn't make me a fan. I don't feel like I need to go listen to Winehouse albums right now. So the movie didn't move me. Didn't move the needle for me.
Yeah. Well, What are you going to rate this film?
Well, from my perspective, and this is also due, thankfully, to like the strong performances. If it was like weaker, it would have been less. But I can only give it 2 swords out of 4.
Wow. Well, I'm giving it 3, close to 3.5, but I'm going to give it 3 because I love the acting in this film. I love the acting. I love the way Marissa Abella created Amy Winehouse for me.
She did good work. I said, if it wasn't for her, I could have been down at 1.5. So
wow. And I like the direction that Sam Taylor Johnson, the way she directed this film, and also chose her to play this role because Marissa hasn't really done anything huge like this. You know, she did maybe a little scene in a movie called Barbie, and that's about it. And they got this young lady to really work hard and to really play this role. That's why I'm
happy they did get a woman to direct this movie. I feel, I know Megan, Sam, she's done, she did her biggest, I think, film was probably 50 Shades of Grey. This director, but I'm glad they got a woman to direct this movie. I think that would definitely, that to have someone like guiding a film is important for a movie like this.
Right. But also, too, unfortunately, she joined the 27 Club. Well, Kurt Cobain and Janis Joplin, Hendrix, Morrison, they all died at that age.
Yeah, and all the same reason, addiction. I mean, in her case, it was alcohol poisoning. I mean, you really have to go on a nasty bender to get to have that cause of death. It's sad.
But I like the way they ended that too, though. I like the way they ended that for the audience, and I really enjoyed that. It was very entertaining. Well, I'm giving it 3 palm trees. You gave it 2 swords, which is pretty good. I think so. And I think Back to Black, one of the best movies this year. I would pay money to go see this film. In fact, I'm going to go see it again because I'm such a huge Amy Winehouse fan.
And I think if you were an Amy Winehouse fan, I would 100% recommend this movie, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear from you. All right. Thank you very much, Steven.
Always fun.
And tell us where your website is again.
TheMovieNight.net.
And that's movie night with a K, KNIGHT.net.
Yes.
And good talking to you. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
It's always a good time, Al.
This is your entertainment ticket. Latest and greatest.